Hello, hello, hello. Damh the Bard here. I'm going to wait and see for people to turn up. And we've got 33 people watching already. That is fantastic. Just if you could put a little comment in or something like that, wherever you are, in Facebook land or in YouTube land, make sure you can hear us all nice and clearly. And welcome. Hey, there we are. Well, we've got some Florida. Hello again. You guys have been all over the place. We have had talks. You've just had a ceremony that I think literally ended about, 2 minutes ago. So, yeah, dark and frosty London, Gloucestershire, New Mexico, Arizona, Sweden again. Fantastic. America, excited. Yes, I'm excited too. We have got some fantastic bards for you tonight. So, I will let people arrive. Yes, people keep on. Yes, Have you had a good day? Just say yes. Negative answers are not appropriate. Hey, lovely. Evening, everybody. Okay, well, make yourself a cuppa and get relaxed and stuff, because we've got some 2 hours of amazing entertainment for you. Yes! Yes! All these big yes explics like, yeah! Yeah, it's been wonderful. Hello from Texas. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get the Eisteddfod going. We have people watching, and you can hear me hanging out with you all day. Brilliant. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to have a fantastic evening together, and why not get on with it straight away? So I am your host. Actually, I need to do this because it will make it far more official and professional. And as you know, I always like to be official and professional. So I'm your host, Damh the Bard, for the evening. And I will introduce you now to our first act, our first bard. Now, what do I say about Barry Patterson? Well, this evening he is with Anne as well. I think I could honestly say that if you wanted to talk about somebody who truly feels the pipes and the drums and the passion of a performance, that's what you're going to get right now. So, put your hands together. Yeah, put your hands together for our first act for the evening. And we'll have Barry and Anne Patterson in.
Hello everybody around the world, everybody everywhere, here we are. Thank you, Dave. Listen, listen, listen to the sounds of the golden wood in winter time. As the sun is setting beyond the tree line, the calls and minor key songs of the birds, small movements of water, the rush of the breathing, seething roads. Beyond the ice, dead leaves. Beneath the leaves, the bronze age of your departing year. Listen, listen, listen to the voices in the sky who sing of journeys, arrivals and departures on little wings to and from the continent of time, across the sea of sleeping and waking. And this news is not false news, nor is it irrelevant, for life goes on despite the erudite commentary of the gnomon. Listen, listen, listen. If all you hear is sound, you are deaf to the language of birds. If all you see is an oncoming darkness, You are blind to the depth of the earth. If you look at the sun and you can't imagine her smile, or the moon and you forget how ancient his scarred old face really is, then you are lost in time. Listen, listen, listen. If all you think is in words, then your heart has been frozen in the winter night and you need to sit in someone's firelight for a while. Listen, listen, listen to the sounds of the golden wood in winter time, as the sun is setting out beyond the ash trees. Our breath makes clouds, and the gulls make lines, and the robin shouts, and the river makes a dim flash. Out here, among the wind-chastened trees, we are singing. So, where we live in Coventry in the West Midlands of England, it's a pretty flat land, and the Midlands, people think it's kind of in the middle or something like that, you know. But one thing we do have, we have some fantastic woodlands and trees. So the golden wood, that's a particular wood near where we live, near a place called Canleyford, where there's a really old hollow way going over the stream. And my next poem is also in a local wood. Oh yeah, and this is Anne. Anne's going to join me for some songs in a little bit. But first I'm just going to do one or two other bits of spoken word. This poem is also in local woods. And it's a winter poem. It's in this book. You can't really see it clearly, can you? Ah, there you go. The Tree Line. A collection of poetry about trees and woods celebrating the Woodland Trust's Charter for Trees. And this poem is called Among the Birches. Among the birches it is purple, dim shade before me, behind me the surf of the city is receding. At my right hand I see the white lady, at my left the dark lad holding thee. The trees have so many half-heard songs, stories and voices, half-seen names, faces and gestures skyward. Above me, swaying, lacing fronds bend against the winter sodium night as it swells into the deep. And below me, the roots recite neuropeptide sequences into the network for transmission and storage further down. Upon the birches, deep in mythic heath night, constellations of buds wait until the stars are due right. Each like a coiled spring awaits the virid signal that will free the strength of summer now gone and to come again, filled with fossilized light. For now they are the coordinates of the wind as branches sigh and seethe in a black spray. I lie down on the ground and forget what they are, forget their names, their anatomical identity, hear only song. Threads of water and sap vibrate like strings, fibres groan and twist, scarred pale bodies dance. No moon, just the unearthly radiance of an urban wood, not so far from that gaudy flickering rectangle. I don't call this being alone, I call it home. Suddenly the wind drops and everything is perfectly still. You can no longer see me and I no longer care. I hold my breath awaiting the return of northeast winds from the taiga, from northern vastness, from the chaga forests, alive with the calls of beasts which you exterminated here long ago. Root, branch and mycelial net are extensions of our body and ways of knowing and feeling. Feeling you lost, that you fear perhaps, but I am safer among the trees than in my own street, and they don't lie to me. And the stories we share aren't for entertainment and distraction, they are maps of the world within. A molecule is a thought, but a thought is not a molecule. Will you ever learn the language of the trees? Seek it in your own blood, in your own glands, and get out here in the woods to hear the ancient song sung by birds and by the wind among the birches in the purple twig winter. And now one which is quite popular with my friends at some of the local poetry performance venues, The Wild Women of Winter. The wild women of winter are dancing through the trees, over the railway lines, round the house they're rushing. The wild women of winter are wearing day-dim cloud veils of low sky, with their ragged skirt hems flying. The wild women of winter are raining lightly but passionately all over everything. The wild women of winter are startling pylon roosts of young starlings while they guide in the field fare and the red wing. The wild women of winter are singing of the sea, the heath, the forest, the city, their voice throats wind waves storming. The wild women of winter are calling to me to come out and play with them and stand beneath dangerous oaks, piping. Oh, wild women of winter, I should be doing the paperwork. Oh, wild women of winter, I should be doing the housework. Oh, wild women of winter, just let me get my coat and boots on. Right, so now Anne and I are going to do some things together. And first of all, what we're going to do is sing you a couple of Christmas carols. And you might say, "Why, pagans! How can they sing Christmas carols?" Well, guess what? They've got really nice tunes, and I like playing them. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to play them, why not have Anne come and sing? Because the small pipes and voice go together very nicely. So here we are. Oops, shouldn't do that. Oh, and look, that little thing's come out there. And there. And there. So that carol is called the Coventry Carol, and it's from the famous Coventry Mystery Plays. And now we're going to play and sing a slightly more lively one. It's a French one actually, the famous Patter Pan. No, I reckon all right.
Bring your pipes and come to be merry while you play. Tooraloo, patter patter come be merry while you play. Let us make our Christmas gay. When the men of olden days to the King of Kings gave praise, on the fife and drum did play. Tooraloo, patter patter on the pipes and drum did play. 'Twas so fine and gay. God and man today become more in tune than pipes and drum. So be merry while you play. Tooraloo, patter patter sing merry while you play. Sing and dance to his Christmas day. Bring your brides and come be merry while you play. Tooraloo, patter patter come be merry while you play. Let us make our Christmas day.
So, pipes and drum. Drum next. Right. Drum next. So, lead on, my dear.
I see you dancing in the fire, dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yo. I see you dancing, my bride, one dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yo. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you glows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. I see you dancing in the wood, dancing. I see you dancing,
life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows.
I see you dancing in the spring, dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yeah, yeah. I see you dancing, my lively one, dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yeah, yeah.
The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows.
I see you dancing in the sun, dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yeah, yeah. I see you dancing, my shining one, dancing. I see you dancing, hey, yeah, yeah.
The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. The light of life flows around your body. The light of life within you grows. Right, next. Barry's Hymn to the Sea, which many people who have been in Glastonbury Town Hall with us over the years will probably have heard me sung many times before, but hey, I like it. And no, we're not going to do the story of how it came to be. The chorus was written by committee, but I wrote the verses. A committee of 8 to 10 people, actually, wrote the chorus. Anyway, goes like this. In caverns so dark where the eye cannot see, the seal people swim and their voices are light, where the kelp runs all sway in the tug of the tide. Our mother's dark forest all hid from our sight. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep dark a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. I stand on these rocks where you suckle the sky and carve out the coastline's rugged old face. The pipers are piping for the tide, it is low, and I vow and I swear to sing of this place. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep dark a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. Out there on the ocean where the whale fishes swim, brave folk go forth with their oars and their sails to harvest the silvery larder of shoals through white-capped mountains and hailstorms and gales. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep dark a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. On winter's grey swell, far to the north, thousands of birds all darken the sea in great fleeted rafts on the ocean's grey back, and I pray for the safety of that company. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep dark a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. I can remember a long time ago, I lay in the pool and I felt your embrace. You lifted me gently with the power of your waves, but I was afraid so I hid from your face. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep dark a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. your shade, dive into your forests, all golden and green, to sing to you secretly, mother of all, heart of the ocean, all dim and unseen. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep, dark, a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. Your beauty is perfect, your power is vast, you are the source from which everything springs, you girdle the planet, future and past, oh olive-skinned goddess of my lucid dreams. Wama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep, dark, a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me. In caverns so dark where the eye cannot see, the sea people swim and their voices are light, where the kelp fronds all sway in the tug of the tide, our mother's dark forest all hid from our sight. Mama, primordial sea, womb of the mother and cauldron of dreams, deep, dark, a comfort to me, waters of life flow around me, waters of life flow around me, waters of life flow around me. Thank you. Okay, so Dave, this is going to be my last bit, my last one. A winter song. Some of you have this, don't you? Some of you lot. Some of you lot got that, haven't you? From a long ago. Bless your hearts. A winter song. Stepping into the dark of winter, the trees have taken me up and thrown me to the winds and rains. Clouds and sky streams have carried me away over fens and pools, gardens and woods, over cities of light and dark lost roads, back home to the hill of dreams where the old ones stood and watched the same stars wheel out over their winter's tale. And naked and alone on the hilltop, soon to whisper lost runes of frost, to rhyme with the shaking berries and sleeping birds, have called to the mists and the fogs that rise from the vale, danced for the barking dogs of Samhain, and emptied my bottle upon the earth to make my offering of life heat to the galactic light in the night land of now, still singing. Calling to your unseen face, felt presence, hidden like a sleeping seed within the hermetic soil of the season, to open your eyes, open your lips, to smile, to add your voice to my voice, to sing, to sing, to sing the songs of life, here on winter's wold, by the old stone wall, by the hedge, on the threshold of the dearly beloved wellspring of years. Wellspring of years, the dearly beloved wellspring of years. Thank you for everyone for tuning in and listening to us all over the place, like you are, all around the planet and all of that. And in the words of the ancient Sibyl, I sink now.
Wow. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Some bards. Oh, I'm not Barry Patterson. See, all right, you just, right, look into this, and I'm going to click this. There you go, and you've forgotten that ever happened, because I'm a professional. Here we go. Right, bards who have tasted from the cauldron of Ceridwen, who have tasted those 3 drops. You can hear the passion and that wisdom within Barry's words there, and you're going to get a lot more of that tonight, I tell you. So, well, what can I say about who is going to perform for you next? Sometimes I hear a song that has been written by somebody else and I go, what? I wish I'd written that. And I felt that a few times with the songs written by this next duo. They sing songs from the heart, and people have said to me about my music that it expresses their feelings about their path. And actually, do you know what? Willow Wolf, they do that for me too. So I am going to put them on screen and enjoy the music of Willow Wolf.
Yeah. It was almost as if there was this disturbance in the force, as if 100,000 druids were shouting, "Oh look! Look!
Oh,
Druids!"
there they are! A ripple in the matrix.
Ripple in the matrix. Greetings, everybody. Lovely to be here with you.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Stephen. This is
I'm Marita.
and we live in England, in a place called Hertford, nice little village in the lands of the Cant of Illuni. And we're going to take you on a little journey for the next 30 minutes of songs with a theme about winter solstice and about the oak and where we are in this liminal time of going through winter into the new beginnings. The first song we're going to sing is called Summer's End, and this is one of the first songs we've ever wrote. And it is about this transition from Samhain through the deepest times of winter, when we still connect to those persons that have gone before. So this is called Summer's End.
Summer's end, the winter is here. Another turn to the end of the year. Seasons come and seasons they go. The cycle of life that we know. Those of you who have gone before, speak to me from the light divide. I'll meet you there by the twilight side. Let you know when I'm there. I'll let you know when I'm there. Summer's end.
Nice little short song to get the feeling of where we are.
Indeed.
Marita, next song.
So this song is about nature singing to her child and remembering the innocent times of playing together. It is also about the passage of time, and it's about staying wild and keeping the flame burning. And during this time of winter solstice, the wheel of the year is old and things do die, but nature still holds the hand of the child who is reborn.
Earthchild.
Earthchild is the song's name, indeed.
Come take my hand, child of the land, I'll take you there, where your weeping willows grow. Wild flowers bloom in the flaming month of June, on the banks where the cool water flow. Far away, are the tears of the days of play. Earth child, always stay wild. Far away, as time drifts away. Earth child, stay for a while. Child of the land, I'll take your withered hand and take you there, where the ancient forests grow. A voice can be heard, like an unspoken word, when the winds in the high branches blow. Far away, are the tears of the days of play. Earth child, always stay wild. Far away, as time drifts away. Earth child,
All that's it.
Earth child, stay for a while. Earth child, stay for a while.
No matter how many times you practice it, we still forget the words.
Exactly. Sorry,
Too
guys.
much, too much brandy again. Angel, this
dear.
is one of your songs. Next one, Spirit.
So, being South African, I'm very much averse to cold, windy days. But as a druid, we strive to accept all weather conditions. And this specific song was written in a flurry of irritation. I was sitting indoors and I was watching the wind blowing a gale outside and watching a poor crow in the garden that was also being blown around. Now, this song, I was trying to find the beauty in this irritation of mine. And this song reminds us that spirit is in everything, and it's not only in everything that's beautiful and that's all fluffy, but fortunately nothing is permanent. So this song is called Spirit, and it is about seeing the spirit in everything around us, even if it might not be what we find is that beautiful necessarily, or that can bring a bit of irritation. So this is the song Spirit. Find me in the wild winds that blow, in the wings of the black feathered crow, in the still hidden depths of your soul. You will find me. You'll find me in the white driven snow. You'll find me in the oak leaves that grow, in the seeds of the cornfields you sow, in your thoughts and the rooms of your mind. You will find me. You'll find me wherever you go. I'm the spirit, the breath that creates all you see, the infinite power to be. I'll come and I go, through your veins I will flow, find me in the wild winds that blow, in the wings of the black-feathered crow, in the still hidden depths of your soul. You will find me, you'll find me in the white-driven snow. I'm the spirit, the breath that creates all you see, the infinite power to be. I'll come and I go, through your veins I will flow, from now until eternity.
Those of you who played around with your tarot cards, there's one particular card on the Wildwood Tarot, the Hooded Man. This one here, I'm sure you all know this one, see this one, which I find spellbinding. I absolutely love this particular card and what it represents, the hermit and everything. But when we see this guy in his hood with his staff and he's got this light illuminating the oak and the doorway and the snow and the wren, it says everything about transition time, entering through doorways, through liminal space, for change. And I had to write a song about this. And to me, this one word this says is the knowing. And this is what's so fantastic about when we come to Druidry. When we get those first Gwersi come through the door, and we read them, and it says it's just like coming home. And as you work through all the greys, you find you get this knowing, and you're going through these doors, going through the oak. So this song is inspired by Will Worthington's, what's it called again? The Hooded Man.
The Hooded Man.
It's called
yes.
The Knowing.
The Hooded Man.
In the stillness of my forest grove, where the silence speaks of the wisdom of the trees, I stand before a mighty oak. I feel a pulse of life, the earth's heartbeat, through the roots beneath my feet. Through the mist, a sage appears, who holds a lamp and illuminates a door. Without a word, I hear him say, your way ahead is the path you have searched for, that lies beyond the door. It's the knowing that's growing, the knowing that grows from within. It's ever changing, rearranging, the colors so bright, shining through the night. The knowing is the light. Without a fear, I turn the key and take a step, passing through the doorway to my truth. The wheel of time, it knows the way through the wildwood of my mind. The knowing that I find from the darkness left behind. It's a knowing that's growing, the knowing that grows from within. It's ever changing, rearranging the colors so bright, shining through the night. The knowing is the light.
Winter solstice, 21st, and I'm sure many of you are going to be going to your respective groves and your various places on the land where standing stones are Stonehenge, Avebury, all over the place, all over the world. And these are sacred places to us, sacred land. But as we know, sacred land is anywhere and everywhere where you want to be at that particular time. The whole planet is sacred land. And this next song is literally that. It's a song about the love of our sacred land, and how we feel the heartbeat of this land, and how we move through it through time.
Yeah, good. From far away, follow my nomadic way, where the seasons change my direction too. Starlight on my face, feel the power of this place. From the land and I are one, I walk with grace.
My spirit wild and free, the sun is watching me as I walk these paths along life's winding road. Nature speaks to me, this is how to be in the stillness of the land, blessed be. I hear a calling from afar, I feel the drumbeat of a sacred heart. I walk the journey on the pathway on sacred land. Oh.
Where the river flows, the land only knows. To the center of my circle I will go. Where the land holds the sky, to where the buzzards fly, our ancestor heroes hear their cry. I hear a calling from afar, I feel the drumbeat of a sacred heart. I walk the journey on the pathway on sacred land. Ooh.
As I walk these paths of old, my footsteps shine with gold, for the ancient ones, they know and hold the keys. Secrets of the land, of spirals carved by hand, on standing stones long since worn away.
I hear a calling from afar, I feel the drumbeat of a sacred heart. I walk the journey on the pathway on sacred land. Ooh. I hear a calling from afar, I feel the drumbeat of a sacred heart. I walk the journey on the pathway
on the sacred land. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Now, once upon a time, we used to have our gatherings in a place called Avalon. But unfortunately, a certain virus got in the way and put kibosh to that. But thankfully, we still have these lovely, wonderful online events. But it doesn't take us away from the magic and the connection we felt of being together in Avalon, in Glastonbury, being on the tour, the Chalice Well, and being all together. So we wrote a song called Avalon, but it's about the essence of King Arthur. Arthur. There he is, Artan. Arthur's light and the magic of Merlin, which is the web and weave, which is made through legend. And as we're going through some very dark times in our country and the world and what's going on, we take the magic of Merlin and the courage of Arthur, and we take this light and we spread it as druids around the world. So we're going to share this light, and this next song is called Avalon.
Surprise,
Surprise.
surprise.
I waffle too
Avalon.
much, yeah.
Long time ago, in a land not far from here, there lived a young boy, his future wasn't clear. Raised by a wise man, and Merlin was his name. Drew the sword from a stone, and Arthur he became of Avalon. Avalon, the Isle of the King, and home to Merlin, where the magic still remains. Through the mist of time, the truth rises up with the dawn. We gather here, as they did once before in Avalon. Doo-doo. La la la, do do do. A king for all our people, freedom from his hand. Magic spells from Merlin's spread across the land, until the final battle, when Arthur he was slain. Britain's hope and legend to this day still remains in Avalon. Avalon, the Isle of the King, and home to Merlin, where the magic still remains. Through the mist of time, the truth rises up with the dawn. We gather here, as they did once before in Avalon. The land remains in darkness, our kingdom's in despair. Wars of greed and power, destruction everywhere. Until he hears our calling, when Arthur he'll return. Until the day his horn will blow, we take the light to the world from Avalon. Avalon, the Isle of the King, and home to Merlin, where the magic still remains. Through the mist of time, the truth rises up with the dawn. We gather here as we did once before in Avalon. In Avalon.
I had to rush the ending there because this is our last song now. I was mindful of the time. Last song, Dave.
So how does it start?
What?
Once again.
Once again. How many times have you sung this one?
We haven't practiced this one because we know
Can I
know it.
have a new wife for Christmas, please?
Once again, these wings are changing. Okay.
I'll play it, you hum it. And we'll play it.
Once again, these...
Oh, I sing it.
Oh.
Fired.
Once again, the winds are changing. The earth and colours rearranging. Birds overhead flying off to distant land from here. The trees on fire, they are burning. The green man withdraws, the leaves are turning. The old king wages war against the Holly King once more.
From all things said and done, from where it all began, we're all children of the sun. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart, hand in hand, facing the rising sun. Build your fires, bring your loved ones to the light. The veil is thin, step through the curtain of the night, telling tales and singing songs, the legends of their lives before. A solstice moon looks down upon a land of black and white. A lonely owl calls out and echoes through the night. The standing stones rise up from a cold and frosty earth once more. When all things said and done, from where it all began, we're all children of the sun. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart, hand in hand, facing the rising sun.
Once again, the light's returning. Signs of life and shoots emerging. The fair maiden's hand of magic sweeps across our land once more.
Frozen rivers melt, the mother's veins are free. Forest pearls appear around the old oak tree. The lark sings a clearer song, the raven builds its nest once more. When all things said and done,
from where it all begun. We're all children of the sun. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart, hand in hand, facing the rising sun. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart, hand in hand. The wheel of the seasons is turning. Marco's spirit, hear us now, confirming this our sacred vow. We're the children of the sun. We're the children of the sun. We're the children of the sun.
Well done.
That's all, folks. Have a wonderful Albanar fan. See you on the path. Love you lots. That's our old album. We've got a new album coming out this year. Beyond Bandcamp, so stay tuned.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Love you lots.
Love you
Take care.
lots.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And let's have a text or comments round of applause, please. Okay, so what can I say about Liv Talk, your next performer? I have seen audiences of Liv go from tears of laughter to tears of sadness within probably 10 minutes of each other. I remember her first ever performance at the Glastonbury Town Hall, nervously going on stage. But you know, she had that spark in her eye, and you just knew that she was going to fulfill her dream of becoming a professional performance poet. And she did, and she has. From OBOD campfires all the way to the latest COP conference, I have been honoured to have been able to watch her career grow. And OBOD holds her close to our heart, and I know she holds OBOD close to hers. So it's after the watershed officially. I've no idea what she's got planned, but I will now pass you over to Liv Talk. Enjoy.
That's why you put me on after 9 o'clock. It all becomes clear. Hello, people of the world, druids of the world. Welcome to my boudoir. This is what it feels like. This is a corner of my kitchen that looks, quite saucy, I think, tonight. We're going to be going through a lot of different emotions tonight, as Dave warned you about. So just prepare yourself. There may be feelings involved. I wish I could see you all, and I wish I was with you all. But in a way, we are all together. I've got things I'd love to tell you about what's going on in kind of my bardic life, which I hope to do shortly. I'm going to start with a poem that I've probably done for you quite a few times. It's quite a big, huge, juicy poem, but it's how I'm opening my sets at the moment, and I enjoy doing it so much. And I feel like we're going to be going through the whole spectrum of life and death and all the bits in between in the next half an hour. Oh, I've got to set I always forget. Okay. So we're going to start with a poem, which is about that wonderful process of giving birth. And usually when I see an audience, I can see their faces at this point, and I can say, don't leave the room. It's going to be okay. If you've ever given birth before, this may bring back some memories. If you were there in the room, the same. If you haven't, then it might feel a bit like you have by the time you get to the end. One of my favourite things in the whole world is to put pictures in the heads of people, the audience, that they wouldn't normally put in their own head. So I'm going to do that for you now. I might pause and enjoy some of the imagery. Even though I'm on Zoom and in my kitchen, I still will do that. This is called The Crowning. It feels almost impossible to describe. Almost. Eye-popping, scream starting, heart stopping, like Your vagina has just entered the World Paper Folding Championships and your labia is attempting a flamingo. That's the bit of the visual image that I like to pause over. Just imagine that. Origami, labia. So uniquely unexpected, so alien and odd, a cannonball emerging from a nitrate fog, the blazing morning sun bursting through sultry sodden clouds. If the sun was a giant pine cone and the clouds were soft, battered cod. Oh my chuffing, oh my chuffing, oh my God! A freight train with fingernails, a pineapple on greasy rails, a tsunami with the force to shatter the Three Gorges Dam, a pearl shucked with a spoon from a reluctant-looking clam. It's not impossible, or terrifying, or even something to be feared. It's just very, 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 very weird. A seam-splitting, blood-spitting, vag-shitting miracle. That is a t-shirt available on my website. It's not, but it should be. And you can't stop it, although you sort of wish you could, as steam starts to billow from underneath your hood and you're just staring grimly at a towel rail and a beige watercolour of some flowers, while in between your legs Fred Dibner is imploding your industrial flesh towers. We're talking Big Bang Pringles pop in your pants that you can't stop. Or at least some minor galaxy emerging in the place where your pants should be if they weren't squatting mute and dejected under a hospital chair with your fear. And that ridiculously ostentatious hospital bag, the one complete with giant sanitary towels shaped like Viking death canoes, and 4 shelves of boots, stocking fillers, water spritzer, lip balm, lavender massage oil, slipper socks. I mean, what is the point of a battery-operated hand fan and a packet of glucose sweets when you are clinging onto the mountain face of life, while some unknown force throws giant mirror balls at your pelvis and a hurricane tears teeth marks in your fibroids? I mean, that's why you have to get so fat, so you're not blown away by the force of it. That's why you have to be so fierce, so you can bare your teeth into the wind and push. And if I'm honest, it does involve some minor chaffing. I mean, more than cricking your neck on the golf course or stubbing your toe on the sofa. After all, it's a tiny hole, a large spherical force, a large spherical object, and a colossal force. It is also a large spherical. I'm going to give up there. So you better live it and forgive it and do your best to forgive it, because it's going to take you to the edge of everything you know. As your walls melt like hot mango into gas-tinged echo fade, and your eyes dip like breadsticks into Nescafe and disinfectant flavour shade, and your pelvic floor unhinges and detonates its mortar, pneumatic thighs start shaking in tepid tiger water, calling into being your screaming scrunched up son or daughter. And all the while, from the sidelines, Wonder Woman, Princess Leia, the Lady Galadriel, Artemis, Hermia, Frigg, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and your grandmothers, they're all smoking cigars, and they're chanting your secret power name as they call forth your inner She-Ra to crush the panic in your brain, sticking 2 thighs up like fingers to centuries of biblical misogynistic shame. And you know, it's kind of crazy that Mother Nature tries to take away the memory of that pain. I mean, you've earned that jagged piece of stitching. Your scars are hissing at the seams. This is the moment you made life, not some fuzzy hormone-altered dream. It's called the crowning for a reason. It's when you become a queen. This is where I imagine you raucously applauding, or just applauding with emoticons, which is also wonderful. So we usually, as people say, in Avalon, in Glastonbury. So I'm going to poetically take you back to Somerset for the next couple of poems. I wrote this poem about Somerset for the BBC a couple of years ago for National Poetry Day. They pick different poets from different regions around the UK, and you have to write a poem about the region you live in. I live in Somerset in a lovely place called Frome, which is about 40 minutes from Glastonbury. And here is my poem. It's not quite as, you know, sort of spiritually pagan. It's quite a realistic look at Somerset. But I like performing the first paragraph so much. Even people who are tuning in from Utah will feel the passion, hopefully. From the road in Somerset, a wilting willow man, chased off the fields by warehouses, pollarded by council funding cuts, the bedraggled cousin of the Angel of the North, staring down the M5, holding out its guts. Somerset. People drive through fast. We are a patchwork blur, a consonant slur, a place on the way to somewhere else with better views or brasher lights. We see it all from the heights of our mystic tour and the ragwort depths of our flooded floor. Pull back our hedgerows like an ancient prison grate, follow us like a tractor into traffic, tip us like a cow. We are nuclear fission, Scrumpy South's double vision. A gypsy car on the sweet track, a steam train on its way back, a festival of 400,000 eyes looking upwards, a parrot full of writhing elvers, a wide-eyed Exmoor foal, a jilted witch turned to stalagmite in a Wookiee hole. Centuries ago, we rode in on a tsunami, danced to the drums of the Minehead hobby horse, the girt dog of Langport snapping at our heels. Now we are 400 village strong, gold spun in apple blossom sun, our smiles fermenting on the tips of cheese and pickle pirate tongues. Somerset. We keep our families and our elders, but we cannot keep our young. They leave the orchards for the hipster beer and strange idea that something better can be found in other cities, bigger towns. Well, we weave and crusade, unafraid to be homemade, always on the levels. Thank you. Thank you. I hear the raucous appreciation, even from those who don't know and never been to Somerset and never will. You may never go now. It is lovely. We're going to stay in Somerset. Somerset has a big issue with flooding, as many places do in this world. A third of Somerset is below sea level. And it used to be called the land of the summer people, because people would only live here in the summer. And in the winter, they would head off back to drier pastures. So I've been doing quite a lot of work around the flooding in Somerset, but I'm just trying to find in my book. This is my book. This is This is my latest solo book, The Human Emergency. Just letting you know, it is available. It's really good not being able to remember words anymore since I passed the age of 40, because now I can just flog my book more accurately. Okay, what did I do with that? Here we are. So I broke down in a flood a couple of years ago. My windscreen wipers broke, actually, which isn't very helpful when you're driving in heavy rain. And I was rescued by the sort of green flag, the AA, can't remember, RAC kind of type people, after 4 hours of sitting in the flood. And the man who rescued me told me all about sort of all the kind of Mercedes drivers that he'd had to be pulling out the flood. And I thought this was quite an amazing story, so I wanted to write a poem about those drivers. This poem is called Soggy Twat, and it's dedicated to people who drive into floodwaters without thinking about it. Oh, I do a really bad Somerset accent, and apparently it's not very politically correct to do accents anymore, but I'm pretending I haven't heard that, and I'm going to keep on going with the accent. The breakdown man said he had to pull a 50k Mercedes out of the flood yesterday. They just drive straight into it, expecting it to part like the Red Sea, Bluetooth glinting off the storm surge, a King Canute in cufflinks, an entitled Icarus with waxed wing mirrors, scoffing at the locust in Africa, the burning bush kangaroos in Australia, as if nature was something that happened to other people. The UK now a polluted pond of bewilderment full of fat frogs who should have seen it coming. I don't like to tell people bad news, he said, but his car was a write-off. Grim satisfaction and compassion warred with his top lip. He had just loaded my Clio into the back of his van. My wipers scraped across the screen like petrified eyebrows. They'd just given up in the storm, dragging their heels across my vision until everything was spots and froth and streaming glass, like the future was not worth seeing. I sat up front and stared out the window. He had jazz on low. Water pooled excitedly along the roadside, a billion expectant royalists waiting for the Queen's tsunami. He wanted me to hook him up and tow him back to the garage, he said. But the water is over his bonnet and I'm only on minimum wage and I'm not getting up to my knackers in that just because this guy's a... He didn't say twat. He was too professional, but we both thought it. I imagined the 3-pointed star on the nose of his car winking like a 50p in a puddle. An emblem which once stood for world domination, no better than a flag on the Titanic. It's not going to be a peaceful rebellion, is it? We're not going to fade away into the end of days, but sink into soggy despair, a perpetual camping holiday from the 1980s, forever trying to do a 3-point turn in a cul-de-sac with a trailer tent in the rain. Miserable and wet and eating cold tomato soup around burning oil cans, relying on the kindness of strangers and the green flag man who earns less in a year than Mr. Mercedes earns in a month. It's the people on the ground in the waders who are going to have to save us. Over and over and over again. His engine must have flooded. His electrics poached. The brown water lapping the cream leather interior, reclaiming the carcass of consumerism. I am still a god, he thought, as he sat waist deep in cow diarrhea. Thank you. I'm just going to take a momentary slug of my tonic. It's fizzy. Okay. I'm checking my time. Oh, okay, wonderful. So, I've had a bit of an amazing year. For those who don't know me and for those who do know me, I ran a project in 2021 called Hot Poets. And Hot Poets was a project about matching amazing spoken word artists with climate change scientists working on the front lines. I have always been very interested in writing about climate change in a way that is both empathic and also gives people a way forward to action. I was really interested in finding a way of... A lot of arts comes from a very left-wing protest place, which is really valuable and important. But I was looking for a way to find sort of more sort of rigorous science within that poetry. And me and a fellow poet, Chris Redmond, got together and came up with this idea for Hot Poets. And it was funded by the Arts Council. And we had these 12 amazing poets here, and we matched them with different climate change organisations around the world. Mostly in the UK, but a couple in Africa and one in Holland. So successful was this project, and that we ended up at COP26 with the Met Office of one of our partners, as was the London School of Economics and the RSPB. We ended up at COP26 with the Met Office, and just sort of by a series of weird synchronicities and coincidences, we found ourselves in the Resilience Frontiers Pavilion, which was run by the UNFCCC, and the UNFCCC are the arm of the United Nations who run COPs. They really liked our project, which was all about cutting through the doom and the despair and trying to communicate the science and change the narrative around climate change, which was exactly what they were doing. And they happened to be looking for artists, and there we were with our project. And they liked it so much, well, after COP, they invited us to go to Botswana in August to take part in Adaptation Week, and me and Chris found ourselves in Botswana on the other side of the world with 50 what they call thought leaders from around the world, from all 5 continents, indigenous tribe leaders, princesses, city developers, AI specialists, all trying to talk about new sort of visions for the future. And the Resilience Frontiers is a part of a renegade group within the United Nations who is run by an amazing man called Youssef Nassef, and he runs adaptation at the UNFCCC, which is a pretty huge job. But he does this spin-off project called the Resilience Frontier because he believes if we cannot imagine the future we want, then we won't reach it. So he is all about imagining better possible futures. And he's an amazing, amazing man. And they've developed 8 pathways that we need to follow to get to a better world. And so much of it is about reconnecting with nature, indigenous tribe knowledge, lifelong education. So much of it is about, sort of getting rid of boundaries, getting rid of GDP. A lot of what we talk about in Druidry I found myself talking about Druidry a lot while I was in Africa. We were again invited back to COP27, where me and Chris worked with the Resilience Frontiers, and we did a lot of on-the-spot poetry where we would write poems, sort of listen to the debates and discussions and write poems about them and perform them afterwards, which was really powerful and magical. And we have found out last week that after speaking to the UN, that they are going to partner with us on an international Hot Poets project and support us with working with climate change organisations around the world and artists around the world to communicate the innovations that are happening. They're going to support that whole process, and they're going to take us to COP28, where we're going to take that project and showcase it. And yeah, it's like, for me, it's like, yeah, the jackpot. It's making a real difference in this world. It's quite unbelievable. I'm still working from my kitchen, scrabbling to pay the rent, but I happen also to be doing this incredible project, and to have the arts recognised at that level, to be invited to be part of that, and to be realise that the arts can really make a difference is pretty incredible. I'm going to read you a poem that very recent poem. It's not out in the world yet because it's still part of a commission, but it's part of Hot Poets, and I'm working with the University College London and a very intelligent, amazing climate energy specialist who deals with islands and island systems. And as you probably know, islands are kind of on the front line for climate change. There was a lot of talk about islands and island nations at COP, and this is a poem called Islands, and it's come from my work with University College London and my experience at COP. Somewhere in an air-conditioned room in Glasgow, Sharm el-Sheikh, Dubai, electricity purrs through the mood lighting, regulation carpets swirl around the blue zone like unhurried rivers. Digging their nails into tailored trousers, politicians try to stay awake as they weigh the world at stake against their own short-termism, but they can't feel it. Everyone is talking urgency, but nobody is living it, prodding at policy documents, tweaking syntax. The threat to coffee causes a ripple of reaction, but there is still a slow inching back from the precipice of action. Being a grown-up is all about compromise, they seem to say with their untwinkling eyes. Back on the Pacific Islands, children wade through swollen streets. The polluted groundwater has given them skin diseases. The regurgitated floods have filled their mouths with mud. The sea keeps on coming, and there is no stopping it. Islanders pile up old boats and tyres, planks of wood, cots, bikes, a wall of junk between them and the ocean. Bearing down on Barbados, St. Lucia, the Mediterranean, global leaders pick through the storm surge with their pens to see what's edible, find trigger warnings twisted in the salty soil. Loss, damage, reparations, they hang them round their necks in garlands for the cameras. On the other side of the world, Fiji, Tahiti, the Marshall Islands, coral reefs bleach to their bones. Livelihoods wrung limp in empty nets. The Solomon Islands are disappearing. In Samoa, they've lost their ancient union with the sea, a spiritual connection replaced by fear. The centuries-old agreement between mankind and the ocean is eroding with the shoreline. The word Pacific used to mean peaceful. 11% of the world live on an island. 16,000 islands competing to be the next Atlantis. Worlds among worlds, not just five-star tax havens, but civilizations going back millennia, caretakers of the underwater realms. The island holds within its golden palm a clue to human survival and potential. They're not expendable, they are essential. If we can take an island and turn the economy round until it's circular, tweak the diodes, connect the pipelines, smooth the politics, educate the children, learn the recipes for renewables, make tourism give more than it takes, see islands not just as cautionary stories but as systematic laboratories, circles of science, of self-sufficient reliance. For when islands become lights, connected not by pipes, but by insights and intelligent design, we ignite the global grapevine. Circles expand outwards. No island is an island. No scientist, no artist, no human is an island. We are all connected. Climate refugees on a planet changing by degrees, who must once more stand upon the shore, arms held wide, in friendship with the sea. Thank you. That was a world exclusive. I've read it in a couple of small venues, but You Are the World, and that was a world exclusive. Right, been on a journey already. So I will let you know what happens, but this time next winter solstice, I'll be able to tell you how the international project went down at COP. But just bonkers. It's just really bonkers, the kind of things that are happening at the moment, and how amazing it is to see the arts in these spaces. And it's such a privilege to be one of the people taking it there. So I've just got some poems that I wanted to share with you about some women, awesome women, sort of to finish off. They're quite intense. This is I was thinking, oh my God, can you cope with these sort of intense ones? What time are we on? Actually, I'm going to do Dave a favour, because we're overrunning slightly, so I'm going to cut my set a bit so we finish at 9:30. A very, very dear friend of mine passed away last week, and she was a poet from Frome, where I live, and was completely beloved, and she did us all a great service, because she had pancreatic cancer and found out a few months before she died that she was going to die. But she was so amazingly kind of positive about the whole thing, and she spent her last months of her life just travelling around, seeing friends, going to the theatre, having loads of people come and sit at the end of her bed and share stories. And we ran the spoken word community ran a gig for her as well, which I hosted, and she'd had an amazing life, and she was in her 70s, and she showed us what it was to have a good death, which was a gift. So I wrote this poem for her, which I'm going to be reading at the celebration of her life on Monday. So this is called Chrissy. I've been there, where you're going, or I nearly have. That's why I can sit here now, and I'm not scared for you. I've run my fingers through the swish of the turquoise bead curtain at the end of your bed, peered through the frosted glass into a summer house full of flowers, heard the muffled voices behind the kitchen door, my kids, grandma, mum and dad. The kettle bubble, the toaster ping, their silhouettes stretched into nothing. All the people I love in this world squashed into a jam jar on a shelf too high to reach. The living room fading into red cliffs, hands dissolving into sky. And then it's just you in a bed with too many pillows folded into your best memories. And when I think of that time now, because I do a lot, it was sweet and sad. The end of summer, that picture on a box of Yorkshire tea of a farm, the gentle drop as you climb over a stile into the woods. No more promises to keep. And I'll follow you there one day, my friend. We all will. Some jagged steel on stone, some soft like sycamore seeds blown across the sea. And I know it's not your job to comfort us. It's our job to trust you, because you've so clearly got this. And to go out to the theatre in our most gorgeous clothes and drink an obscenely large glass of white wine in your name. That was for my friend Chrissy Morrison. Thank you, everybody. Dave, I should have said that was my last poem. I sort of did. Just to get you ready. But just, yeah, thank you. You can find me by Googling Liv Talk online. You can buy my book through my website or my Etsy. Don't buy it through Amazon. I only get 1p. I don't even get that. But yeah, just, keep Facebook friend me, keep track of the story. I'd love to share more about what happens. But thank you, because I take my Druidry with me through all of it, and it's informed me and changed me and shaped me. And it's so great to see people talking like Druids right at the top of the UN. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And yeah, thanks. Have a lovely winter solstice, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, there we go. So it's got to that point of the evening where I need to introduce the next performer. I've known this performer all my life. What can I say about him? He was very small when he was born, and he got bigger. Hello, you've got me now. You've got me. So I will grab a guitar. Now, my friends, have any of you had the cough? You know, the cough. There's a cough going round. It's dreadful. I've had the cough, and I've still kind of got the cough. I got the cough just after my last house concert, and it's hanging around. Never heard of him. No. Well, you know, there you go. But you've got me for the next half an hour. But if I have to cough, I have to cough. Okay? Well, that's the agreement. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to give a big shout out to Arthur ZZ Birmingham. I don't know if he's still watching or if he's watching this. You were supposed to get Arthur tonight, but unfortunately he wasn't well. But we all send you our love and best wishes, Arthur. And right, you know the score, probably. I'm going to play you these songs. Sing along if you know them. Okay. I am the face within the leaves. I'm the voice within the trees. I am boy, I am man, the face of the changing land. And I have been your constant guide from your caves on the mountainside. We have walked hand in hand. And everywhere that I have been, my passing turns the grey to green. The birds sing to the dawn, and the land has awoken. And oh, my lady lays with me, and our love weaves tapestry, eternal threads unbroken. I am lover, I am father, I am horned god and king. I'm the life in all of nature that is reborn every spring. Call of stag and cry of eagle. I am child of barley corn, and I am the antlered crown and standing stone. I am the oats, the corn and grain, a bearded man with a crooked cane. Cut me down, I must die, for the land to be born again. But don't you cry and don't you grieve, for soon the wild hunt I will lead on the night of Samhain. I am lover, I am father, I am horned god and king. I'm the life in all of nature that is reborn every spring. Call of stag and cry of eagle. I am child of barley corn, and I am the antlered crown and standing strong. sky is grey. Where am I this winter's day? Bones of trees, fallen leaves, the time of the winter queen. But through the wind and snow and rain, know that a part of me remains. Holly stands evergreen. I am lover, I am father, I am horned god and king. I'm the life in all of nature that is reborn every spring. Call of stag and cry of eagle, I am child of barleycorn, and I am the antlered crown and standing store. Standing store. I can't do without this thing now. I can't do it. I've just imagined all of you. All right. So, nice seeing you sing along in text. That's just a thing. So, I'm going to play you some new songs. If you've been watching my house concert, you will know some of these songs. But if you haven't, these probably will be new songs for you. And this is the first one for the evening. I have a complicated relationship with the autumn. I love it. I love the changing colours. I love the earthy feel and sound and the smell of the woods in autumn. But I don't trust it because I'm a summer and spring person. And autumn walks towards you like it's got something behind its back, you know? And of course it's got winter behind its back. And I say, what have you got behind your back, autumn? It says, nothing. Nothing. I've got nothing. Go on, show it to me. What is it? No. You'll find out soon enough. And we've found out, haven't we? But I thought I will do a song in honour of the autumn. And so this is it. It's called Autumn Leaves. Of the summer's faded away. I watch the sunset from the shore, and the geese and the swallows promise that they will return as they sing and they soar. I watch as they fly to land so wide and far, and the music of autumn is sung by Orion's stars. So lady, bring your wind and rain. The oak and the holly as equals meet again. So lady, bring your mist and storm. Can I hear your sigh in the corvet's cry as the autumn leaves begin to fall? Nights growing longer, the harvest frost is in, the furrows lay barren and bare. The hedgerow remembers a maiden of spring, dancing free white flowers in her hair. Now heavy with berries she sings by the light of the moon. Her bright song of summer has changed to autumn's tune. So lady, bring your wind and rain. The oak and the holly's equals meet again. And lady, bring your mist and storm. Can I hear your sigh in the corvid's cry as the autumn leaves begin to fall? Poor old Robin has nowhere to hide, and the wren will soon be king. Old Jack Frost at the window will smile, and the veil is getting thin. So lady, bring your wind and rain. The oak and the holly's equals meet again. And lady, bring your mist and storm. Can I hear your sigh in the corvid's cry as the autumn leaves begin to fall? They begin to fall. Yes, bittersweet it is. I'm going to play you another fairly new song. Some of you will notice this was a single. Can't remember when. Like you, I've lost 2 years. I can't remember 2 years. It's like you think something's 1 year ago and you realise it was 2019, you know. But this song is another new song. Yep, working on a new album. Got 7 songs in the can, 3 more to write, and then I'll be getting you a new music album out. So I thought I'd start playing some of these songs for you. So this song is when I'm weary, feeling low. When tears are in my eyes, I like to go to the woods. This is called Under the Trees. Driving home at night in the company of a storm. Endless tail lights, I'm sitting here alone. Another day gone by, where did they all go? It's getting harder to justify a life on death row. I wanna go where I can heal my soul, talk to the wisest people I know, and I will go. The soothing sound of forest leaves and all my troubles start to ease. Forgive me please, 'cause you will find me under the tree. When we are born, we are told you're part of a great machine, no chance of parole. But life is a miracle, this I know so well. It's time to turn the key of my prison cell. I wanna go where I can heal my soul, talk to the wisest people I know. I will go. The soothing sound of forest leaves and all my troubles start to ease. Forgive me please, 'cause you will find me under the tree. And I know that it's true, it's so much harder to do than to say. All that I can say to you is come and meet me there too. You know the way. I wanna go where I can heal my soul, talk to the wisest people I know, and I will go. The soothing sound of forest leaves and all my troubles start to ease. Forgive me please, I wanna go where I can heal my soul, talk to the wisest people I know. I will go. The soothing sound of forest leaves and all my troubles start to ease. If you agree, just come and join me under the tree. Hey. Okay, so it isn't all new ones. I think I'd get very cross people if I didn't play this. Yeah, let's all go. Let's all go there. Absolutely. And if we do go down to the woods today, well, you might be in for a big surprise. Or at least a rather fundamental Christian priest was when he followed the sounds of pipes into the woods one May morning. Early one morning, round the 1st of May, a man in black came walking into a woodland glade, following the sounds of pipes on this beautiful spring day, high from the music that they made. But what beheld him within that place, a look of recognition fell across his face. Oh Lucifer, why do you appear to me? For I am a man of God, a priest. I'm no devil, I'm father to the land. I have lived here since the earth began. Neither black nor white, priest, hear what I say. I'm green and grey. The priest said, Lucifer, Lucifer, you lie so well. I pray unto my God, now go back to the fires of hell. You fell from heaven, and you fell from grace. You want dominion over this place. The piper smiled. To the priest he said, I was lord of animals, and the wild hunt I led, until your God came here, and with his jealous hand, it was he who wanted dominion over this land. I'm no devil, I'm father to the land. I have lived here since the earth began. Neither black nor white, priest, hear what I say. I'm green and grey. The priest said all evil comes from your hands. The piper said if evil is, it lies in the hearts of man. But you lead us, oh you tempt us, to rape, to steal, to kill. The piper said whatever happened to free will? Then the grove lay empty, the priest told no one. The blossom lay upon the thorn, and the piper's tune was done. And in the sunlit forest, the animals they bowed, as the piper laid his goddess down. For I'm no devil, I'm father to the land. I have lived here since the earth began. Neither black nor white, priest, hear what I say. I'm green and grey. I'm green and grey. I'm green and grey. I'm green and grey. Oh. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play you another new song, new to some of you, I'm sure. Now, I am very, 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 very strict on myself. Some of you have heard this story from a house concert. If you have, you just got to bear with me on this. I'm really sorry. But I'm really, really strict on myself with my songwriting. I can mull over a line for years. I mean, literally years. And I was talking to a singer-songwriter out in Germany. And I said, what can I do? And he said, okay, I'm going to give you a quest. I said, what? He said, you just need to lighten up a little bit, Dave. I'm going to give you a quest. I said, what is it? And he says, sit down, put a timer on for 2 hours and write a shit song. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, just give yourself 2 hours to write a shit song. I thought, all right, well, I'll do that. I don't see much point, but I'll do it. So I set a timer and I sat down and I got nothing. And then I've got a little book over here called Bartlett's Book of Quotations. Well, it's not a book, it's a great big massive book. Bartlett's Book of Quotations. And yeah, the shit song, Julia. And I started flicking through it and I found a quote from Mother Teresa. And the quote said, "Do something beautiful today." And I thought, that's it. That's the hook. And suddenly the Arwen fell upon me and I wrote a shit song. And then I recorded it and he said, "I want you to send it to me by this date. I'm going to expect it from you for email." So I sent it to him, and actually, do you know what? It wasn't that shit. It took me 45 minutes to write this song. And I quite like it. In fact, I like it so much it's going on the album. So this is called Something Beautiful. It's a very hippie song. But we need more hippie songs these days. Be more hippie. That looks quiet. I'll just turn it up a little bit. Let's do something beautiful no one will expect. Inspired something kind. Give and not collect. Let's do something beautiful. Dial a friend before they call. And if you hear them stumble, catch them when they fall. For the future's like a seed in our hands. It will better grow in soil than in sand. And we can plough and sow together, hand in hand. And watch the flowers spread throughout the land. Let's do something beautiful. Let's do something beautiful. Set our course and take the reins. There's a bright and better future. It's time to make a change. Let's do something beautiful. Go and play out in the sun. We've been too long in shadow. Let's go and have some fun. For the future's like a seed in our hands. It will better grow in soil than in sand. We can plough and sow together, hand in hand. And watch the flowers spread throughout the land. Let's do something beautiful. Let's do something beautiful. Take the higher ground. It's better to have sung your song than never made a sound. Let's do something beautiful. Set our sails to calmer winds and leave the rats upon the shore. That's a race no one wins. For the future's like a seed in our hands. It will better grow in soil than in sand. And we can plough and sow together, hand in hand. And watch the flowers spread throughout the land. Let's do something beautiful. Now I can see there's quite a few people watching, and you've heard the chorus. So in your homes, in the privacy of your own homes where no one can hear you, sing along with me on the chorus. Go on. Let's spread a bit of that beautifulness around the world, all right? Let's get even more hippie. Let's dig deep with the hippie tonight. All right, here we go. For the future's like a seed in our hands. It will better grow in soil than in sand. And we can plough and sow together, hand in hand, and watch the flowers spread throughout the land. Let's do something beautiful. Yeah, we need that right now, I think, don't we? We need a bit more kindness, a bit more listening. Lovely. Oh, la la la. I love seeing you singing along in text. It's so good. Well, okay. So I'm going to do, I think I've got time for one more. I know we're running a little over, but bear with me. I think I want to play this. I was going to play another song, but I'm going to play this. So this is my last song for the evening. When we are in Glastonbury and when we are in tents and where we are in festivals around the country, I tend to do this. And I think we can do this tonight as well. What I do is I get everybody to stand up. You don't have to stand up. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to. And I get everyone to stand up and I get everyone to put their hands in the air like this. And I just want you to imagine that we are all in a great big hall together, okay? We're in a hall together. We've been listening to bards throughout the evening. And then this is the last song of the evening. You put your hands in the air and I want you to imagine just bringing your arms around on the shoulders of the people all around you. Just feel that tribe and community all around you there, okay? And we're going to sing a song together and just feel... I can feel it actually. I can feel you all watching. I can feel the energy. It's just beautiful. So, oh, the summertime has come for everyone in Australia and everyone in New Zealand and the Southern Hemisphere. And the trees are sweetly blooming. The wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie? I will build my lava tower by yon clear crystal fountain. And on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will wander through the wilds, through this deep land so dreary, and return with the spoils to the bower of my dearie. Will you go, lassie, go? Come on, Facebook and YouTube. And we'll all go together to pick wild mountain my true love she won't come, then I'll surely find another to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie? Go wave those lighters in the air, and we'll all carefully go together to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie? Go one more time, and we'll all go together to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie? Go. 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 Oh, that was lovely. Well, that's the Eisteddfod, my friends, and the end of our day together. I am going to say fare thee well and hand you over to Irma, who is going to close the day. But thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of the bards who have entertained you throughout this evening. And yes, I will see you along the road. Peace. Blessed be.
What an Eisteddfod. An Eisteddfod of many moods, from power, passion to gentleness, flowing Arwen, beautiful sad passings, crowning glories, hippie shit songs, joy, tricky autumn. And it brought me right back to the town hall in Glastonbury, at so many other wonderful Eisteddfods that we've had over the years. So it's been a wonderful day, a really, really full and rich day. Our theme, as I said earlier, was diversity within Druidry, and I think we certainly showed what diversity there is in the order of bards, ovates and druids. So it was just lovely to have our speakers from New Zealand and the US. So thank you all. And to our Well of Inspiration Grove, who did a beautiful Albanartan ceremony today, and for a wonderful audience, appreciative audience. So thank you all. Bannacht our hail. Bannacht an talamh, a blessing on our lives, a blessing on the land. I wish you all a great solstice, wherever you are, whether you're in the summer or the southern or the northern hemisphere, a winter or summer solstice, wherever you are. Much peace, much love, much creativity and joy. Until we meet again, Fireside Chats are going to continue, as will the teas, and our next ceremony for Imbolc will be on the 4th of February. So until then, have a good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Until we meet again, Slán go fóill.